This must be my 600th attempt trying to make this video in which I feel like I have properly articulated myself. Because every time I started, about 2-3 minutes in, I realized that I'm either looping or rambling or not articulating myself properly. Not even properly, in a way that I feel like adequately communicates the ideas that I'm trying to put forth. Now, my YouTube algorithm has been feeding me Hutch videos, whether it is in the form of a wick panel or a potentially soy panel, in which Hutch has been discussing with particularly Pisco the idea of criticizing those in your camp. I'm here to say I don't think Hutch has done anything wrong. I think Hutch has used his platform in a way that he deems sufficient. And I think Pisco has more of an issue with the fact that Hutch is calling out people he likes, rather than the fact that he is calling out what Hutch deems as bad faith actors. I think this is most evidently displayed when Pisco joins a panel with Hutch, Soy Boy, Vadim, and Soy Pill, Vadim, and Ogre Boy, in which Pisco goes on to criticize people on the left, other, I'd say, smaller scale pundits than the ones that Hutch has been doing, in a way that calls out both Ogre Boy and Vadim for not engaging in politics in a way that betters everybody's lives, and in fact in a way that puts people at risk. And I find over the course of the last, what would it be now, 2, maybe 3 weeks of this conversation going on between Hutch and Pisco, it a tad ironic and obviously a tad hypocritical, two things that realistically the politics space doesn't give a damn about. It's unpalatable to some degree, the fact that you would go on to have hours worth of panels about Hutch and the idea that we shouldn't be criticizing those we ultimately agree with on things, only to go onto a panel and do it yourself with different people. I understand that the irony of that message, I'm sure, is going to be lost to a lot of people that disagree with me or disagree with Hutch or maybe agree with Pisco, and that's okay. Or maybe agree with Hassan, whoever it might be. Because at the end of the day, what we enjoy doing is criticizing people we don't like, and we enjoy praising people we do like. And when we take issue with somebody criticizing somebody we like, it doesn't matter if the criticism is valid or the criticism is something they should be doing. We're going to dislike that criticism, even from somebody that we might otherwise enjoy. I think Hutch should keep doing it. I think everybody should keep doing it. I think if you have a criticism of somebody and you think that criticism is valid, I think you have not necessarily an obligation to put it out there, but if you have a platform, I do think you have an obligation to make it. I think if you're going to put your ideas out there, want them challenged, and have conversations with people that feel like you're getting something out of it, or the audience in general is getting something out of it, I think you'd be remiss not to sit down and give criticism to whoever it might be, regardless of political affiliation or likability to them. I've criticized tons of people I've liked. I've criticized tons of people I've disliked. And for both of them, I give the advice in the same manner, regardless of who they are. And I think that is what this space needs moving forward. Now, understandably so, this ecosystem isn't going to change overnight. It's ultimately probably going to stay this way for the vast majority of our lifetimes, bar some cataclysmic event that requires the YouTube style and to change in a way that isn't so emotionally driven. However, at the end of the day, I think the more people we can pull away from radical style punditry, I think is a good thing. I think if you are a pundit that is increasingly engaging or full deep in the sauce of misinformation or misrepresentation, when it is your full-time job, I think is, morally reprehensible. I think if you're going to spend 8 to 10 hours doing something each day, if you can't take the time to practice the most basic skills of it, my biggest question to you is, why are you bothering? Because at the end of the day, then, you're not doing it because you want to inform people well or because you want to be a well-researched, well-grounded pundit. I would say it's because you're grifting. And I think it is up to even people within your own political camp to call that out, even if they don't ever hear it. Because other people are going to hear it. And the more people we can pull away from the online fantasy that I'll call it, into a more real world style, I think is important. And I'm hoping moving forward that I can do some of that work. I've been gone for the last 2 years and working on myself, joining my community, building myself a strong personal identity and foundation that allows me, hopefully, to avoid a lot of the major pitfalls that the online spaces find themselves in, particularly audience capture and, self-selecting biases. I understand that I'm not perfect. I understand I'm going to get a lot of things wrong. I'm going to make mistakes. I'm going to have learning curves along the way. But I think it's good to call out people that aren't putting in that effort, aren't making the strides to better themselves, and furthering internet delusions. Long story short, I think Hutch has done nothing wrong, and I think he should continue doing what he's doing. And I look forward to hopefully working with him or discussing with him in the future on panels and things of that nature. Because for the time being, I think I might be back. So let's fucking go. If you like that video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and don't forget to comment because I want to hear all your thoughts. And if you think you want to discuss something with me, feel free to let me know in the comments. I'm down to chat about anything all the time. See you in the next video.